Let's talk about Dillian Whyte, bro. It's time.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are you telling me?
Boy.
What are you telling me? Because I feel like Dillian is being mistreated. Dillian's getting the same treatment that he's had for so long. And you know when again, it's always the bridesmaid. He's in the bridesmaid situation. I know I'm using always the bridesmaid, and it's worse now because I think it's become more flagrant. I think it's become more flagrant. When you have to go on to TalkSport to communicate with someone that you have their number, yeah, and they're telling you, we'll sign the call. If I call you and I say, I just get straight down to it. There's no niceties. Have you got a contract? Wait, Trev, it's me. You know the ones he's saying now, I can't even have that moment with you. I have to go to TalkSport to say, bro, deal with me right. You're throwing me under the bus.
So let's follow this thing right. Yeah.
Let's follow it.
So Eddie sent him a contract. He sent him like the free line thing.
Yes.
And he's just been like, boom, you want the fight? Da, 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 da. And he's obviously come back with questions. But the thing is that it's so tricky when you summarize it like that because we don't know the questions that were asked. We don't know if he just said, nah, that money's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because him saying...
He said the money wasn't good enough, but...
Yeah, him saying the money's not good enough and then, coming back. Because if you put it this way, if man says to you, listen, that's the offer, and he's come back and said the money's not good enough, and you are not negotiating with him.
But he said, I still wanted to sign it. He said, I'll take that, but there's things in the contract at the top head. I like that contract, so I was willing to sign it. There's things in there that we need to change.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, if you're not, it's not a negotiation thing. Like, there's times where... Say I've booked a comedian and I've shouted him, this is the fee.
Yes.
This is what's happening. Can you fit into this? Any pushback that you have, I'm not having it.
No, but you, again, and that's what I'm saying, you're talking as if like, when you see that relationship, we're talking a cut and dry relationship. Yeah. I'm saying, bro, we have a relationship. No, so I know if you told me this is the fee, I say, Trev, come on, man. Like I can hit you with a Trev.
Okay, bro. I know what you're saying, because obviously when I've given that example, I'm thinking comedian who I know we're not like that.
Exactly.
If I phoned you on that one.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm saying, and the relationship with Dillian, and this is what I want you to quickly understand, the relationship with Dillian has been one of, I know you. Yeah. Like forget about when you go to events, AJ's not there, I come with you, bro.
That's right. Dillian and Eddie.
Let's never forget the relationship. I've always been there. Like, but then, I've been in the whip.
Okay. Yes, he has. He has been in the whip. There was a time when Eddie and Dillian, they had the thing going. Even when Dillian had that situation where, the test came back. Yes. And it was Oscar Rivas. And Eddie sat beside him and they didn't know how this thing was going to go. Exactly. He was riding. All right? Hear that. Since then, a lot's happened. Let's not forget Dillian showing up to the Joe Joyce fight and saying he's happy to fight on another platform.
That's after I got punched up in your
garden.
That's
after you got punched. You got punched up in the garden.
I took the risk. I took the risk in COVID.
I understand
to boost up your thing.
But remember he travelled. Yeah, and said he's happy. He's having sit downs with next man. So
yeah, because I'm not your
Eddie. You know how Eddie's not favourable to men that do them things.
I'm not your priority though. I was never. You said that Eddie. You said Eddie Hearn and AJ. Remember the speedboat? He's
number one. Yeah.
Remember they said the speedboat? He's just there, yeah?
Constant.
There you go. I'm saying, I've looked at this situation and said, it doesn't matter what I do, I will never be number one. And you know what was a burner? Because you're forgetting the moments that he's experienced. Now, when he fought Franklin and won, even if you put in asterisks and stuff, when he fought Franklin and won, the next fight was supposed to be the winner of this fight gets to fight AJ. Well, guess what happened? The loser of that fight fought AJ. And he's saying, wait a minute, I'm never going to be the top dog. And now one of the stipulations that he's got that he's trying to put into the contract is, you see in Saudi, I want to go. Now, if I punch up AJ, you lot are telling me I can't go. And you're supposed to be my guy.
Well, the thing is,
me and you should be signing the contract to get me over there. If I was with anyone else, they will push me into that situation.
The Saudi guys have said they want AJ and Wilder.
I said this before.
You know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying. But it's one of those things where, Dillian has known where he ranks in terms of, if there's a pecking order, he knows where he sits in the pecking order.
Has he accepted it though?
This is what I'm saying. Clearly not. Because in the things where he's saying, why it probably is a ball ache to try and negotiate with him is them thinking, you've got an outdated view of the market now.
Yeah.
You've got an outdated view of yourself in this space as well. To the point where they're like, all right, cool, that's the offer. You're coming back with terms with the old clout. And their men are like, bro, I'm not doing none of these things. I hear that, but no. Because let's face it, we talked about it before. None of their stock is the same.
I know.
AJ's stock is not the same. Dillian's stock is not the same. Like, the talk about the ticket situation at the O2 against Franklin, AJ and Franklin, it weren't the best. Yeah. It was a new space to be in for all of them. You think they're going to jump into a stadium just because
I was
of the vibes?
shocked when he said the one part. Like, I'm going to say it because there's two sides. Obviously, there's different angles to look at the story.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that does feel for Dillian because you're always going to be seen that way, no matter what. Because even when we was podding last week, I said to you, bro, Saudi, they're going to want
the names.
Him. It doesn't matter about that. It's the value of it. When they say who's coming, they want to know, this big person that we've heard of, we've been speaking about for years. AJ's gonna turn up. He's gonna be in Saudi Arabia. Dillian, who for them, you know what I mean? So it won't ring off the same. So now he's in a situation where, irrespective of that, it's like, I want to be first. And it's shown to me now. Now I'm seeing it in first-hand, full sight, that I would never be ahead of AJ. No matter, even if I beat him. So it's like, wait, you're not going to rob me. You're not even going to even pay me. Then.
And this is the thing that frustrates me, because it's like, that just says to me that you're looking at this thing all wrong. Because it's not about beating AJ. It's about what AJ has done with his career. And those things you haven't done at this point. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I understand the feeling of, it's like, it's that thing that, sometimes when, I don't even have to describe, but like in real life, you get into a bit of a situation with someone and they had a thing with you, and at that point in time, it was neck and neck. And in their mind, that moment still stands. I gave it to him. Jam, if we was to do it again, and it's like now the delusion enters, because it's like, bro, so much has happened since
life
then.
has happened.
This guy's taking his thing to the highest heights. You didn't. So it's like, this is more of a thing where for you, this thing is real. Whereas, analogy for you. Yeah, so those guys are looking at Dillian like, it's this guy again. That thing of, you want the rematch. Bro, like, the Povetkin thing is bad. The Fury thing is bad. And you got to remember, the AJ and Fury convo, as much as some people write off, rational minds sit down and go, that's still a difficult fight for Fury. Dillian has had his moment with Fury to the point where it was so bad, now nobody would ever entertain that again.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, AJ was the first one to knock him out way back then. So AJ's having moments where no one thinks Dillian's going to win the fight.
Someone in the camp thinks it's a banana skin though. That's the one thing I'm not going to.
Yeah, very possible. Very possible.
Someone in the camp thinks, guys, very possible. This is dangerous because again, AJ has changed. While they said that Dillian's if you can say Dillian's decline is more potent, more there, it's there to see, right? And he hasn't been the same since he's split with his for the trainer with Tibbs. He hasn't been the same, right? But someone could also say that, well, AJ has been on coach. He's coach hopping. He's finally found a coach that he's got now, but he hasn't been the same as well. It's not like
he hasn't looked as bad. He just looked different. So let's say the Ruiz slip up, right? Gets beaten that one, fine.
Yeah.
He gets outboxed by Usyk. At no point have we seen him handled like how Ruiz handled him. We haven't seen him handled like that by anyone.
Never again.
So he got outboxed by Usyk, right? Okay, cool. Second fight. AJ looked really good in the second fight. He was winning that fight up until the late stages of the fight. So he was competing with someone who is considered genius.
The man.
Yeah? Then he fights Franklin. Doesn't go for the dominant knockout. But boxing skills that he clearly learned are on display. It's a controlled, easy fight. He's in no danger of losing the fight. Yeah. He hasn't regressed in the same way.
But we're saying that he's still not in the same way, but he's going backwards though. You can say a lot of people said that. Again, I don't want to change.
Yeah, the argument
they're saying that he has regressed a bit. The things that we're looking for, because they're saying that I need to find something in Dillian, so he's ready for Saudi.
I understand
the aggression.
AJ looks different, and the thing is, because people are only looking for one thing, and that one thing is not showing itself again, it looks like he's gotten bad, and then it's also blocking people from looking at potentially the other things that he's learned that's probably going to help him in the long run as well. With Dillian, there is no plus side to the changes that we're seeing
at the moment.
Up to this point, the story's not told yet, but up to this point, we look at Dillian and say, I don't really like any of this. Do you know what I'm saying?
I feel for it. I just feel for him, man. I feel like he's waited for so long for that moment. Again, he just feels like that guy that just a number two. He feels like a number two, bro. Like, and it's like, I don't know when. This is it in football. It's a number two keeper. and you've been waiting for that moment to play for the club, and the club says, "Oh, there's a new young person," and you just bypassed.
Or it's that one where you have a bunch of games which are really good, but then in the Champions League game you just get benched.
You're always once it's serious, you're always the number 2, and it's unfortunate because you spent too much time being a number 2 when you could have been someone else's number 1.
I think my thing is when we look at, say, Dillian Whyte, he's probably the person I have the most nuanced view of when it comes to boxing, right? Because my opposite of how I see Dillian is Tyson Fury, because with Dillian, I really like this guy as a person outside the ring. All of the good things that I know he does outside the ring with a lot of fighters' lives, like he's a really, really good guy.
Yeah,
great backstory, the way his life journey is played out.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Man, I got nothing but respect for him. But when it comes to the boxing, I do have my thoughts and feelings about that. Tyson Fury is the opposite. When it's the boxing, I got good things to say. When it's the man, nah, no respect whatsoever. Yeah. And it's frustrating because I feel like I'm always like going against Dillian, but it's because I don't see, as far as competitive levels go, I don't think he's going to be able to compete with those guys at that level again.
Is there any world where Dillian can surprise everyone, and if they do get the fight and he wins, is there any? What percentage do you give now?
I'd probably say 20%, 25%.
Oh, wow. As much as I was capping, I was going to say a lower percentage. So, wow.
I mean, that's just the best.
I was going to say 15 to 10%. 15 to 10%. And only that 15 to 10% comes from me is because I feel that he's going to... No, I just feel that if he gets AJ emotional and the fight changes into something else, and AJ... Because, again, we can say AJ has that emotional side.
The part that makes me think that that's not going to happen, right, is because it's been a longer journey. These men have been on this road. They know the boxing game now. He's experienced Usyk twice. Jermaine Franklin.
I might push your buttons.
Jermaine Franklin was talking nonsense to AJ throughout that fight. No, it doesn't. No, what I'm just saying, an example. We're talking about young AJ when he was in there with Dillian. Yeah, them man were young British level fighters. He was going for a square up. Them man made it a London thing. He came out with Storms. It was a proper ends thing, bro. He's seen the world. He's been around and he's done something. He's got unified twice. That man did a thing in Abu Dhabi and fought Ruiz and Mexico. Bro, he's seen a lot of things since then. You're not going to just be able to just say a nonsense and then rile him up and he's going to come out haymakers. Bro, he might talk back and poke out his tongue. He's still, if the game plan is the jab, he's going to stick on the jab.
When man them go back to their old ends.
I'm telling you.
I'm just saying, when man
the
them
02 is where he started. And Jermaine Franklin, after the bell, he started moving mad.
I'm just saying that it's not everyone that can press your buttons. And sometimes it's like, you're just a bad darts partner for me. Every time me and you get together, it just goes left. And I just feel that this is and only 10%, I'm only saying 10% chance that this could happen, right? That's what I'm holding on to. If they comes into a scrap and it becomes a fight that Dillian wants to have, because Dillian won't show the same. Dillian won't be the Dillian we saw against Fury. Absolutely not. And I know he said he's going to go forward if I get knocked down. Dillian said, what the key thing that I heard him say is, I have nothing to lose. Yeah. And there's a man, you're fighting a man with nothing to lose, and you have everything to lose because what's next for you is 50 million? I don't know how much you're getting paid in Saudi.
I don't think
someone with nothing to lose and another guy with everything's on the table.
I hear it. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's one of those things where we thought he was going to go crazy against Fury and, he got into the fight and it just was just one-way traffic. There's rumors of an injury, so maybe the rumors are true and he's got more to give for AJ. We will see.
All right, let's keep it moving, man. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.